Hello, July 2nd is World UFO Day, a day that people gather to watch the skies in search of UFOs. For those interested in UFOs and extraterrestrial life and are looking to find more materials on the subject, Rice University's Archives of the Impossible has for more than a decade amassed over 1 million documents, recordings, files, all related to unexplained phenomena. Consisting of abduction accounts, letters from experiencers, and more, the archives have become one of the most significant collections on the subject in the world. Joining us now to tell us more is Jeff Kripal, the J. Newton Razor Chair in Philosophy and Religious Thought at Rice University, and Karin Austin, the project manager of the Archives of the Impossible. Jeff, Karin, welcome to Hello Houston.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, we're glad you're here.
You. Yeah.
How did you get here? Did you fly? You didn't fly something here, did you?
No, we drove.
Oh, you know, okay. So tell us about
tell
us about the Archives of the Impossible. What exactly is it? How did it start?
It's been going since 2014. I had a conversation with a man named Jacques Vallee in Berkeley, California, who asked for help placing his archives. Jacques is probably the world's leading writer and expert on the topic. Steven Spielberg used him to make Close Encounters. So I came back to Rice and I thought to myself, why can't we do this? The university has a long connection to NASA, as you probably know. And so I approached our archive, our Woodson Research Center, and the rest really is history. We have about 18 collections now that people just keep approaching us wanting to donate.
Photos? You have a lot of photos?
Yeah, we have photos, we have video, audio, we have the letters, we have the whole thing.
Now, Karin, when we're looking at UFOs and extraterrestrial life, a lot of people, there are some people that are like, is this real?
Mm-hmm.
So is it? Is it real?
So I'm like, you all are sifting through archives, thousands of photos, taking personal accounts. Is it real?
The short answer is yes, but it is very much real. But the way in which it's real challenges our understanding of what is reality.
Right, like the Hollywood version of UFOs and extraterrestrial life, does that match up with the real Rice University? We are scientists, we are researchers, and we're looking at this.
I think you should answer that.
No.
Like the X-Files,
No.
right?
Well, the X-Files is closer. I mean, we call it the nuts and bolts or the fear narrative. It's really a Cold War invasion narrative where the alien is coming from outside and the job is to fight it off or to blow up something or other. If you actually listen and sit down with experiencers, that's not generally what they're talking about. They're talking about something much more direct and experiential and negative, but also very positive. So it's an ecstatic experience as well as an initially negative or fearful one.
Okay, so I want to be clear. The UFOs that we're talking about, are they UFOs that come from somewhere other than the Earth's atmosphere, or they're coming from somewhere in Earth and they're just an unidentified flying object?
So this is the archives themselves span a spectrum of anomalous phenomena. So one of the things that you're zeroing in here for World UFO Day certainly is about UFO. And they're now called UAP, which stands for Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, meaning that there are many things in the sky which we don't understand. They show up in sometimes plasma-like ways, or sometimes that can only be seen on radar or sensors. So there are qualities to UAP that have a physicalness to them, but they also operate in ways that defy our current understanding of physics, meaning they can apparently move through water without showing any resistance that we would normally expect. And they move through air in similar ways that defy our understanding of physics. So in that sense, there's a question about what kind of phenomena, what kind of physical object or non-physical object are we actually looking at? But more importantly, there's a very serious question that's constantly in the cultural conversation about these phenomena that have to do with where these things might be coming from. So is it actually extraterrestrial? Is it intradimensional? Might they be ultra-terrestrial or ultra-tempestrial, meaning could they be our future descendants coming back to see us and kind of acting as anthropologists right now? The short answer is you can't land, no pun intended, anywhere.
But you're not ruling it out.
as someone who's personally had these encounters, direct contact experiences, I know for a fact that something real is occurring.
Have you been abducted?
I have.
How was it?
Really?
Excellent. No, it was just what he said. It's very traumatic in the beginning. It's everything inside of our brain, our Western mindset says this isn't possible. It's not supposed to be happening. And when confronted with phenomena and non-human intelligence that are clearly more advanced, more intelligent than us, using tech that looks like magic, defying physics in a way that our brain is not wired to, comprehend, it's very traumatic in the moment. There's an onslaught of new information that's happening in the moment that can't be digested fast enough. So there's this kind of psyche tension that occurs with that. And getting through, various kinds of psi phenomena that come, kind of part and parcel with those encounters takes time. I don't know that anyone ever particularly gets settled, having gone through it. There's always a kind of a sense of dis-ease with it, but it's also, as Jeff talked about, profound, and it's life-changing, and most often for people, even if we're not completely settled with what these encounters were, our lives are transformed in a way that's just fundamentally positive.
And we are speaking with Rice University's about Rice University's Archives of the Impossible. You can join the conversation at 713-440-8870. We did have an online comment that says, is all of your information available to the public, and is this online?
So, go ahead.
It's not online. A lot of it's available to the public. Some of it's put on moratorium by the donors themselves. But you need to come to the archives, to Woodson Research Center, to look at the actual archives or the actual documents and set up an appointment.
So that sounds like I took a video of extraterrestrial people, and I don't want anybody to see it until I die.
It's different. It's different than that, if I can jump in. So it's different per collection. There are different potential risks that are involved, like the risks that Jacques Vallee has to be mindful of while he's still alive are different than the risk, for instance, with the John E. Mack collection. So Dr. Mack, you may or may not have heard, was a Harvard psychiatrist in the 90s who was one of the first researchers and academics to verify that what abductees like myself were going through, in the sense that it was showing up like real experience and not like psychopathology. So we have John Mack's files as archives. He died tragically in 2004 in a pedestrian car accident in London. It was heartbreaking. He was a close friend. And
have you put your experience on paper or on video?
John has did research with approximately 300 different experiencers, abductees, and my file is one of the files in there. It's pretty expansive. I've been interviewed a few times on it, but my point that I wanted to get to on it is that there are certain files that we have to handle in compliance with HIPAA standards. So we want to protect the individuals in those situations who never expected their files to be public. So I'm fierce about protecting their right to privacy, as is archives in general, and we do that in collaboration with the Internal Review Board at Rice University.
As you're going through this work, do you find that as people share their own story, that more people feel comfortable coming out and saying, actually, I wasn't sure if people would believe me, and this happened to me? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, so what we've found is the more you talk about it and the more public you make it, the social censor essentially comes down. We think these experiences are anomalous or rare because of the social censor.
Yeah.
And when you remove that, what you discover is that they're actually quite common, and that, probably millions of people have had these, but just don't talk about them. And the constant references that are dismissive or regard, little green guys or tinfoil hats are part of the campaign to dismiss these things. And this is what we're trying to work against, is trying to get a much more serious and much more compassionate view of things.
Okay, so we got to go in a minute, but to be clear, you believe there are UFOs?
we believe there is an unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing. Jeff Kripal is the J. Newton Razor Chair in Philosophy and Religious Thought at Rice University. Karin Austin is the project manager of the Archives of the Impossible. Thank you both for joining us today
interesting.
on Hello Houston. That was extremely interesting.